Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on a JC Wings Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner and their updated livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Easy Toys, whose store is based out of San Diego, California, and their website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular model, allow me to share you some information about the history of Gulf Air and how they came about, if you would please. Gulf Air is a Middle Eastern boutique-based airline that actually traces its history beginnings back to the late 1940s, 1949 to be exact, when Freddie Bosworth, who was a former British pilot for the Royal Air Force, as well as an entrepreneur, actually began a small-scale commuter taxi service to Doha, Qatar, and Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, as well as serving the oil fields of the Gulf region and some regional customers from Bahrain. Mr. Bosworth later expanded his services, and eventually his small-scale commuter taxi service was later registered under the new name, the Gulf Aviation Company Limited, as a private shareholding company on March 24, 1950, in which the startup fleet consisted of 7 Avro Ansons and 3 de Havilland DH-86B 4-engine type biplanes. Then fast forward to October 1951, and that's when BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, which later became British Airways, acquired a 22% ownership holding stake through its subsidiary company, BOAC Associated Companies, and became a major shareholder in Gulf Aviation after Mr. Bosworth was killed on June 9, 1951, and remained a major shareholder in Gulf Aviation until 1973, when the governments of Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Oman, and Qatar decided to purchase the shares of BOAC, British Overseas Airways Corporation, as the Foundation Treaty was signed on January 1, 1974, which allowed each government a 25% shareholding stake in Gulf Aviation, which eventually became a holding company that was eventually rebranded under the new name, which is now known to the world today as Gulf Air, and officially became the flag carrier airline for the governments of Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Oman, and Qatar respectively, and the airline's first inaugural flight under the Gulf Air name took place 3 months later on April 1, 1974, when it flew from Bahrain to Beirut, Lebanon, using a VC-10 type aircraft. However, on May 5, 2007, the government of Bahrain claimed full ownership of the airline after the governments of Qatar's first withdrew ownership of the airline on August 1, 2002. To focus on its own national airline, Qatar Airways. The government of Abu Dhabi followed on September 13, 2005, to focus on its own national airline, Etihad Airways. And the government of Oman finally withdrew their joint ownership of Gulf Air on May 5, 2007, the same day that the government of Bahrain claimed full ownership of Gulf Air to focus on developing its own national airline, Oman Air, following an extraordinary general meeting, as Gulf Air was previously a multinational airline that was previously owned by the governments of Abu Dhabi, Bahrain, Oman, and Qatar respectively. And now, as of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, Gulf Air is considered a state-owned airline. Gulf Air is the national flag carrier airline for the Kingdom of Bahrain, whereas the headquarters of Gulf Air is located in the Manama section of Al Horaik Island, Bahrain, while the airline's main hub and base of operations is located on the grounds of Bahrain International Airport, which is located approximately 2.5 miles east of the capital of Manama, Bahrain. That's also located on the island section of Al Horaik. As of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, Gulf Air currently flies to 55 international destinations in 28 countries across Africa, Asia, and Europe from its main operating hub at Bahrain International Airport in Bahrain, with an operating fleet of 33 aircraft that includes 7 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners, including this one you're looking at here. And in addition to the 33 aircraft that currently operates in the Gulf Air fleet, the Gulf carrier also has unfulfilled orders for an additional 22 more aircraft, which includes 3 more Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners, and those aircraft, as we speak, are currently on back order and are awaiting delivery. Also, as of November 2021, or at the time of this video review posting, Gulf Air is one of 150 airlines in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 3-star airline carrier, according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine. All right, everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box here. You see the aircraft type right there, the Dreamliner logo, the airline's logo, the airline label is scripted in Arabic, the Gulf Air title, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, the Boeing licensed product decal with the information down there, as well as the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model information you see at the bottom of the box. Now you're looking at the back of the box, and what you see there is the specification, the width and the length of the aircraft, plus the warning information, the JC Wings logo, as well as the Gulf Air logo, the Arabic inscripted writing, as well as the Gulf Air title. You can pause and read that if you like. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep this moving. All right. Now you're looking at the top of the box, and what you see there is the aircraft type, the airline's logo, the Arabic inscripted writing, the Gulf Air title, as well as the 1/200 scale die-cast aircraft model information you see at the top of the box. Now looking at the bottom of the box, the same information I showed you at the top of the box earlier, with the exception there's 2 versions here, this one right here and this one right there. This is the one I'm going to do the review on right there, okay? Now I'm looking at this prestigious looking metal model stand you see here, and at the bottom of the metal model stand you see the airline's logo, the Arabic inscripted writing, the Gulf Air title, the aircraft type, as well as the scale model information at the bottom of the model stand. And then you see this black padding up here, folks. The sole purpose of this black padding is not only it protects your model, it also prevents it from being damaged or scrapped when you put your model on this particular model stand. Now you're looking at this plastic bag, and what you see in this plastic bag are the gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft, featuring the toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model, all right? Okay, with all that information out of the way about the history of Gulf Air and how they came about and still operating strongly as we speak, plus all the details here on the front of this box, as well as the back of the box, plus the model stand that came with the model, as well as the gear replacement doors and the toothpick inside that plastic bag. With no further ado, everyone, here is the actual model. Check it out. There it is, everyone, the JC Wings Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft in their updated, revised livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. All right, allow me to share some information about the Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft and how it became a part of their fleet, which is becoming a game changer for this particular airline, if you would please. Gulf Air became the 5th Middle Eastern carrier after Etihad Airways, based out of Abu Dhabi, Saudia Airlines, based out of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, Oman Air, based out of Muscat, Oman, and El Al Israel Airlines, based out of Tel Aviv, Israel, as well as the 31st operator in the world of aviation that acquired this prestigious state-of-the-art aircraft, as Gulf Air took delivery of its first of 10 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners that Gulf Air had placed orders for back on January 18, 2008, and received their very first Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number Alpha 9 Charlie-Foxtrot Alpha, which happened to be this aircraft looking at here, at a special delivery ceremony that was held at the Boeing 787 Aircraft Delivery Center facility in Everett, Washington on April 25, 2018. Then made its actual inaugurated flight debut 6 days later on May 1, 2018, with a validation flight between Bahrain and Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Then was followed with another series of validation flights on regional routes for flight certification purposes allowing the maintenance crews, the flight crews, as well as the ground staff personnel time to get familiar with the aircraft before the actual international flight launch. Then fast forward 6 weeks later. That's when Gulf Air's first inaugural international flight took place, which was on June 15, 2018, and that's when Gulf Air officially began utilizing this aircraft on their Bahrain to London Heathrow route, replacing the Airbus A330-200s that was previously utilized on this particular route, as the airline's entire fleet of Boeing 787-9s are currently based out of the airline's main operating hub at Bahrain International Airport in Bahrain, as this aircraft has become the aircraft that has eventually replaced the airline's entire fleet of Airbus A330-200s, which finally exited the Gulf Air fleet on January 20th, 2020, as this particular aircraft is destined to become the major flagship jetliner for the Bahrain-based carrier, as Gulf Air expects to have all 10 of their Boeing 787-9s to be fully operated in their fleet by the end of 2024. Alright, let's talk about the airline's updated revised livery scheme you see on here, which I find impressive. Prior to Gulf Air receiving their very first Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft on April 25th, 2018, the Bahrain-based carrier unveiled their brand new corporate identity, which included a brand new livery scheme makeover on April 5th, 2018 at the Formula One 2018 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix International Racing event, which was held at the Bahrain International Circuit in Sakir, Bahrain, which replaced the airline's previous golden and navy blue livery scheme with a more of a brand new contemporary design that features the golden nostrils, the large billboard logo type title, as well as the refreshed Falcon logo that's displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft. As the national flag carrier airline for the Kingdom of Bahrain, Gulf Air is represented as an ambassador as well as the national pride to the Kingdom of Bahrain by displaying the warmth as well as the friendly hospitality of its people that displays the trailblazing attitude through the delicate balance of warmth and modernity, which is seen in the airline's livery scheme, which is displayed on the aircraft, which celebrates the impressive heritage of Gulf Air, as this updated modern revised livery scheme actually makes more of a bolder visual statement that actually gives Gulf Air more of a modern, updated, elegant look that's more in line with the upscale notion of business and leisure travel to the Middle East, as Gulf Air's updated revised livery scheme actually represents the Gulf Air of tomorrow. The updated as well as the revised livery scheme of Gulf Air was actually developed and created by the consultancy firm of Tangerine, whose global headquarters is located in London, England, who also collaborated with another consultancy firm that goes by the name of Saffron Brand Consultancy Firm, whose global headquarters is also located in London, England, respectively as well. Alright, with all that information out of the way about the history of this aircraft, how it became part of their fleet, which is becoming a game changer for Gulf Air, as well as the updated revised livery scheme, which I find impressive on this aircraft you see here. With no further ado, let's get down to the nitty-gritty and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft. Shall we? Let's check it out. Now you're looking at the front of the fuselage here on the port/left side of the aircraft, as well as the center part of it as well. And we're going to start at the front part here, where you see the actual front nose gears right here, the nose gear struts, the nose gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on that nose gear door, Foxtrot Alpha, the pitot tubes and the static ports, the nose cone, the windshield wipers and the cockpit windows. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those cockpit windows later on in the review. Stay tuned for that part, alright? And then you see the Gulf Air billboard title right there, and that Arabic inscripted writing that's displayed next to the Gulf Air billboard title that I showed you right there. The Arabic inscripted writing that's actually displayed on the fuselage of the aircraft next to the Gulf Air billboard logo type title literally means Gulf Air, which is actually pronounced as Hayyan Noan Ihunishi in the Arabic language. Hayyan Noan Ihunishi in the Arabic language. That's how it's pronounced, okay? And then you're looking at these gears right here, the front visual, the side visual view of these landing gears here on the port side, featuring the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door. But more important, you see these big massive engines on here, as well as the engine cones right there. These are the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 turbofan type engines that are used on this particular Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft. Now I'm going to turn this aircraft model around, let you see the front of the engines, and we're going to find out if they spin or not. Let's check it out. Alright, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strikes there. Now, we're going to find out do they spin or not. Let's check it out. Yes, they do. Perfect. And then you see the inboard landing light right there in a triangular pattern right there. There's 3 little dots inside that triangular pattern right there. It makes it more realistic and appealing. As well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears, as you see there on this side of the aircraft, featuring the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard / right side of the aircraft with the engine strikes there. Now let's find out if the engine fan blades spin on this side as well. Let's check it out. Yes, they do. Perfect. Then you see the inboard landing lights right there, as well as the front visual view of the landing bow gears on this side of the aircraft that feature the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft, but above the cockpit when you see the power escape hatch door, the better visual view of the cockpit windows, as well as the windshield wipers right below the cockpit windows, the actual nose cone, the nose gear doors, the nose gear struts, and the front visual view of the landing gears on at the front right, as you see displayed there. Unfortunately, there's no landing gear lights on this particular aircraft, but it is what it is. Now looking at the curved rake wingtips on this side of the aircraft, featuring the red navigation light that's displayed on the edge of this curved rake wingtip. Alright, we're at the back of this aircraft here on the port / left side, where you see the AFT bolt bin door right there. But right above the windows right here, what you're looking at there is the F1 Formula 1 2018 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix Shakir 06 through 08 April decal. Okay, the F1 Formula 1 2018 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix was an annual international racing event that was held on April 6 to April 8, 2018 at the Bahrain International Circuit, which is located in Shakir, Bahrain, as Gulf Air was the official airline sponsor of this prestigious annual racing event. Okay, that's that decal right there. And then you see the registration ship number right here by the Kingdom of Bahrain flag decal, Alpha 9 Charlie Foxtrot Alpha. Registration ship number Alpha 9 Charlie Foxtrot Alpha. This particular aircraft is the very first of 10 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners that entered the Gulf Air fleet, and the first test flight on this aircraft took place on March 20th, 2018 and was delivered to Gulf Air on April 25th, 2018. Alright, we're still at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, and right next to the registration ship number is the Kingdom of Bahrain flag decal right there. And that flag decal actually represents the country where Gulf Air currently operates from as the national flag carrier airline for the Kingdom of Bahrain. And then you see the Bahrain International Circuit decal, which is right here by the L4 door right here. The Bahrain International Circuit is a motorsport venue that opened up on March 17, 2004, that is primarily used for drag racing, the GP2 series, as well as the annual F1 Formula 1 Bahrain Grand Prix racing event, as the very first Bahrain Grand Prix racing event actually took place on April 4, 2004, as it made history, becoming the very first F1 Formula 1 Grand Prix racing event to be held in the Middle East, as the Bahrain International Circuit motorsport venue is located in a desert area called Shakir, which is located in the southern Governorates Island area of the Kingdom of Bahrain, which is situated near the village of Zalik. Okay? Alright, we're still at the back of the aircraft. What you're looking at is the airline's logo that's actually displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft, which is this logo right here. And this is the updated and revised logo of Gulf Air, which resembles that of a golden type falcon soaring in flight as this iconic Falcon logo has accomplished the airline from its very beginnings, which is actually rooted in the psyche of the Middle East as a symbol of courage, perseverance, freedom, as well as innovation. Okay, and then you see the APU exhaust hole right here, as well as the strobe light that sits there next to the APU exhaust hole, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is. Awesome. Now you're looking at the starboard side of the aircraft. We're going to start here at the nose gears right here, the nose gear struts, the nose gear landing gear doors, the partial registration ship number, Foxtrot Alpha, the Peter tubes and the static ports, the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the podscape hatch door, the front cargo containing loading door, the Gulf Air title, as well as the Arabic inscripted writing, which literally means Gulf Air in Arabic, which is actually pronounced as Hayan Noan Ihunishi in the Arabic language. And then you're looking at the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 turbofan type engines. And then you see the sawtooth pattern on here. The sole purpose of this sawtooth pattern is for noise reduction and help improve fuel efficiency on this aircraft at the same time. And then you see the engine cones right there, pretty impressive, as well as the side visual views of the landing gears here on this side of the aircraft. Feature landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the curved wingtip on this side of the aircraft here as well as the green navigation light that's displayed next here on the edge of this curved wingtip device as well. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side, where you see the rear cargo containing loading door, the registration ship number, the Kingdom of Bahrain flag decal, the F1 2018 Gulf Air Bahrain Grand Prix Shakir April 6 through 8 decal, which is this right here. The Bahrain International Circuit decal, which is this right here, as well as the airline's logo displayed on the tail fins of the aircraft. And then there's the strobe light on this side of the aircraft as well. Okay, before I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model in full detail, and I'm going to let you show you one feature, but I'm going to let you know now I got a little gear challenge, especially with the front nose gear. So here we go. Yeah, it don't roll that good. It does tilt. The front nose gear don't roll as well. No, I had to glue that on there. It fell off. No, it broke apart, so I had to super glue that. So, but anyway, other than that, it's all great though. So with that said, allow me to show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. Let's check it out. Now you're looking at the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model. We're going to start at the front, where you see the nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the podscape hatch door, emergency escape hatch door number 1. Then you see the anti-collision beacon light right there, a high frequency antenna, and then there's the satellite communications antenna, and then emergency escape hatch door number 2, and then there's the Wi-Fi box antenna right there, and then emergency escape hatch door number 3, and then a couple more high frequency antenna, and then there's the vertical stabilizer, and then there's the horizontal stabilizer with the little dots there and there. The sole purpose of those dots, everyone, is to light up this tail here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings. You see the engine right there with the engine stripes. You see the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. You see the fuel dump valve, as well as the curved wingtip on this side of the aircraft. Now let's check out this side. You see the engines right there, as well as the flaps, slats, aileron, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the curved wingtip on this side of the aircraft as well. Now you're looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, where you see the nose cone, the closed nose gear door, the open nose gear door, the nose gear. Then we slide up this way. See the anti-collision beacon light, as well as the Gulf Air billboard title, the hole where the stand goes in at, a couple high frequency antennas, no APU housing door, but that's alright. And then there's the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Now let's check out the gears over here. Oh damn, they don't even tilt. Man, yeah, they tilt a little bit, a little challenging, but it's okay. You see the nice little gold Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engine right there, as well as the flaps, slaps, aileron, spoilers, what have you. The registration ship number, the fuel dump valve, as well as the curved wingtip underneath. Then we check out the gears on this side. Okay, perfect. And then you see the engines there, as well as the flaps, slaps, aileron, spoilers, what have you, fuel dump valve, as well as the curved wingtip on this side of the aircraft as well. Okay, since I show you the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage ability view of this aircraft model in full detail, now I'm going to put it on that nice little metal model stand you see over there to the left that I showed you earlier. So no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. Okay, finally got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation. As you see it being displayed in the takeoff landing position, with the model on the stand being viewed from the port side of the aircraft. Okay, now you see this model being takeoff in the landing position, with the model being viewed on the stand, being viewed from the front side. Now you're viewing this model in a takeoff landing position, with the model on the stand being viewed from the starboard side of the aircraft. Now you're viewing this model in a takeoff landing position, with the model on the stand being viewed from the tail cam angle. Okay, before I take this model stand, I got in this position for a reason, and the reason is the magnetic gears that actually came with the model. So I'm going to start taking them off, starting with the front nose gear right here. Okay, there. Gears here on the port side, there, as well as the gears on this side, there. All right. So with that said, I'm going to let you see it at a different angle without the gears in flight mode position. Let's check it out. Okay, finally got on the stand. You see it in flight mode position. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model. If you want to display it like this in flight mode position without the gears, that's fine. Now you see these little gear replacement doors inside this bag with the toothpicks in it I showed you earlier. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors. You can substitute your model while you display your model like this in flight mode position, or you can do like I recommend you do, just keep them in gear down position. Either way, it's all good. I choose to leave mine on it because it adds more value to the model. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and put these gears on this model, take this model stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review. All right, now let's talk about the seating configuration. The Gulf Air Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft seats 282 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Here's the breakdown, everyone. From rows 1 to 5, which will be from here to about right here, you have 26 Falcon Gold flatbed seats. And rows 20 to 54, which will be from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft, you have an additional 256 economy class seats, which brings a total of 282 seats. And finally, in addition to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, as the very first validated test flight destination, as well as London Heathrow as the official inaugural international flight destination for this particular aircraft, Gulf Air currently utilizes this aircraft, or have previously utilized this aircraft, the Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft, on routes from the airline's operating hub at Bahrain International Airport in Bahrain to worldwide destinations such as Cairo, Egypt, Casablanca, Morocco, Chennai, India, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Bangkok, Thailand, Islamabad, Pakistan, Karachi, Pakistan, Lahore, Pakistan, Malaga, Spain, Manila, Philippines, Peshawar, Pakistan, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting it. The only outside chance of getting this model at this point is really on eBay. So if you can find it on there, please snatch it up. I highly recommend it. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more tomorrow content coming. Peace.